It is that of the last year. I is the day we received a mysterious apprentice volunteer's visit at alone there. I saw the man. Was Hajoni surprised? It takes about it wondering that it would be a big mirror stood in front of the eye. When the name is why. The apprentice volunteers. From the back cuckoo. From the countenance. To how curled hair of my head. Because I very much like not much differ this an eye an inch. In other words, the man is my doubles. As my substitute in the case of something. But because I want to hire. I do not know anyone. The man is Yutoi, but I've been dwell to a certain point. It was standing in next time roll. I go out that day. Went to the man of the retreat. To completely replace the dress. The man was pretending to be me. To go back to previous to my office. After a while, my own vag garbled to those that Tarazo Akai. Asked the Akechi office. At the porch, we showed you a little struggle with their own substitute. Subordinates of the thief is to look at the situation. I completely trust me, and if there's a grudge against so Akechi, it was me recommended as becoming the subordinate's 20 countenance. That's why, after having Obika earlier help my substitute, was finally able to enter the den of bandits. However, the guy is 20 countenance. Without quite off guard. From the day I joined the ranks, I used to only work in the house. Did not you put out an inch to the outside? Of course. Such as the means to steal the Museum of Fine Art. Yumi did me a little also confided. And, finally, it has become today. I did a certain decision. Had been waiting to become in the afternoon. Then, the 2 o'clock afternoon. And love is the entrance of the basement lair of the bandits. One of a lot of men who dress of laborers is suffer the precious works of art in the hand in hand, was coming down the Dokadoka. Of course is a museum of stolen goods. In between that are the absents numbered in the basement. We've been drinking, preparing for fish, and insubordinates came back, and subordinates were left together and I was recommended a toast to those of the front. So men are in successful joy of large business. But I started drinking forest turned to fog. Eventually, to as much as 30 minutes and fallen alone. Fallen Futari does not remain finally. Carrot has fallen to lose. Why do whether you say you? Not the no. I have taken out an anesthetic agent from the drug chamber of the bandits. It had been mixed in advance into the wine. Then, I as alone slipped out there. Rushed to the police station in the vicinity. Talking about the situation. We asked in the arrest of the men 20 countenance. The storage of stolen of everything that is hidden in the basement. Please contact Joy. Stolen was able to completely regain. Works of art of the National Museum. Also treasures of art Castle of Kusakabe old man do poisoning of the hair. The reservoir 20 countenance stole up to now. All of the goods will be returned completely in the hands of the original owner. Quote, a long description of Akechi. People had charmed us drunk. Oh, detective did not rebelled against his name. His was Kogan in front of the people, with a force of only one person. Identify the den of bandits. Irreversible all the stolen goods. He was caught the villain of Amada. Akechi-kun. Did well done. Well, Eagle so far. Seems to have accidentally a little look at you. My name to thank from the Eagle Hot. Metropolitan is depending to near the suddenly detective was grip the left hand. Why was hold the left hand? That's because had occupied the right hand of Akechi. The right hand is still the hands of the old museum length. Because I have been firmly grip-summed. It is funny. Akechi, why are you doing grasp only the hands of so much old drive? Even the guy 20 countenance. I guess drank the anesthetic. You are saying only that the men from the best, but even once did not issue a name 20 countenance, is to never take a leader I might albeit with was. Quote, Nakamura investigation chief is suddenly aware of it, asked Ishwari. No, 20 countenance is to the basement. I have not come back. However, he also captured properly. Akechi is to smiling. He replied with laughter face to attract a person of example. Were you? I was exactly where caught. Nakamura police inspector was hastily asked. Other people as well, including the commissioner, quietly staring at the face of the detective, has been waiting for a reply. I caught here. Akechi was answered Suhara calm. In here? Well, where now? I am here. Oh, Akechi will have trying what the I'm going to be 20 countenance. Inspector was reflective listening in dubious face. I also are going to be 20 countenance. Akechi is replied to Omiyajishi. Pearl River Beauty is like a better mystery. Here is, we do not the only people you know. Or maybe you are. In this room. It does say even if 20 countenance is hidden. Well, that's right. One. That either tries to your eyes the evidence. Anyone. But is often your trouble. But I'm for people of customers sitting area of the underlying or waiting. The people do not you please call to hear. Quote. Akechi is to break the ice and once again surprise. One of the staff went down to the bottom in a hurry. And there is no more waiting. And the footsteps of large tacks on the stairs. People that for people of our customers has appeared standing in front of everyone. When you look at it, troop of people could not help too much of a surprise. Do not make a voice cried as up. Look at the old gentleman of white hair Hakuzen to stand at the head of 4 people first is it? Does not mean it was not even Katakoji literature doctor unmistakable. 3 people that follows are both at the museum members. Is the people, which has been from yesterday evening to whereabouts unknown. This people is I have been out salvation from hideout 20 countenance. Akechi was explained. However, this is will of what was, or Katakoji Drive museum length does not become Futari. One is now, Katakoji doctor who came up from downstairs. The other one was, Katakoji Drive had taken the hand from Bestazu, and Akechi. Do not differ an inch from clothing to face form. Old doctor came, together face to face and face. With standoff, everyone, or 20 countenances, how is that any disguise of the master of now you can see? As soon as the Akechi detective crying, the hand of the old man was holding Ishkind until now. In Nejiage behind suddenly, and I think that whether or lie down set on the floor, and a wig of white hair, a white false mustache, effortlessly Mishiri it has taken, had appeared from under it, and the hair was black people. It was a youthful, smooth face. Needless to say, this is what there was in genuine 20 countenance that person. Ha ha ha, 20 countenance-kun. Hey, it was cheers for hard work. You would have been quite painful from the best your cigarette in front of the eyes. The going was an instant exposure. Patiently and endure. What Kawanu I because I had to be hurt in the face. To try to escape also cannot afford to not escape in front of the large tax. No, then that, my hands, instead of handcuffs, your wrist I because I had continued to grip the paddle wrist did not palm numbness. Well, pardon Shitame, I guess might have been a little too much bullying you. Quote, Akechi is 20 countenance that bowed remained silent, while or else mercy so looked down was multiplied by the words of ironic comfort. Even so, 20 countenance, which was disguised as director is, well why did not run away more quickly among the last night, because I purpose have played, together with staff of 3 people of the substitute, ni ones who pulled the sasa, who lived without meat in such embarrassing however, readers gentlemen, either as 20 countenance, in escape nor, was not brazenly stayed left sa truly 20 countenance seems vending flaps. He is the place where the police of people are surprised to art of bogus products wanted to see the sights. If you do not happen to be a Akechi, such as appears, the guise of food director himself was aware of the theft just in the afternoon 4 o'clock. There is no difference in everyone was a contemplation which said that up. Is there a truly 20 countenance seems to adventure? But, the adventure is too. Finally, it had played the blunders irreparable. Well, a catchy detective heeled the orientation towards the kit in the Metropolitan. Your Excellency, the will deliver you, thief 20 countenance. If say Shikatsumarishiku, it was bowed. Everyone to surprising scene. Just taken another aback. Also forget to praise the great hand grounds of the detective, but was not paralyzed with that, also motionless. Eventually, Nakamura investigation chief, which was retaken the hash and care, then proceed to near the determinedly in 20 countenance. If you look and whether taken out of the policeman's rope facilities. With impressive finesse, I have commandments behind hands quickly thief. Akechi-kun, thank you. Thanks to you, the grudge overlaps 20 countenance. What in turn, was able to put really Nawa, like this. I'm glad it is not. In the eyes of Nakamura chief, he had been shining tears of gratitude. So, I take me a damn thing. Let's yari pleasing a policeman gentlemen who are in the table. Now, 20 countenance. I stand, chief of favors drooping Kato. When you nod to everyone, had stood aside, along with the policeman of the best, was going down the stairs cheerfully. The museum of the front gate. The police officers of a dozen people had been flocking from the front entrance of the building. Servants now. And you see the chief took Nawajiri 20 countenance appeared, scrambling to, was rushed to the buckwheat that, gentlemen, the Pearl River me gladly. In the efforts of Akechi-kun, finally done caught the guy. This is the leader 20 countenance. When the chief clerk will report proudly, in between the cops and the battle cry went up. 20 countenance was miserable, whether indeed the thief was also finally to the moon in the notion of luck, without any power to show the usual brazen smile, while bowed to or else meek. You do not even healthy to raise the face. Then, everyone, to create a matrix of the bandits in the middle, came out the front gate. Out of the gate is the falling tree, such as the forest of the park. On the other side of the tree falling, you will see the 2 units of the police car. Hey, single someone that car, the Pearl River call me here. The chief of instruction, one of the policemen, was a fledgling to hold the baton. Every one of the line of sight is pursued after that, will be poured in much of the car. Policeman, I was not completely at ease in Mika state of bandits. Nakamura chief also had been distracted to with more of a motor vehicle. Is one do? If people had to leave the thief to wonder. It was a great opportunity for the thief. 20 countenances, clenched teeth, and put the power of Mansing. A Nawajiri that was holding the Nakamura chief was for Ivanashi the package. Mate. Chief is when the standing healed screaming. The thief is the other side about another 10 meters. Was running in like an arrow. Strange appearance of remains tied to the back hand. Will continue flying into the woods at the cuckoo, also likely rolling in now. At the entrance of the forest. Of about 10 people likely return of the walk. Elementary school students it is. Stopped and was looking at this situation. While 20 counted ran. But I thought that dwarf there Jamaki a kid is. To the Komu fled to the forest. We cannot unexpected pass through there. Nani, children who may have Taka, when you see my horrible face, are determined to escape and without fear. If you have not run away but until the pass kick flyers. Thief was rushed toward the pondering in Tosa of may not elementary school students flock. However, 20 speculation of countenances out and rattle. Elementary school students are, let alone escape, screaming in wax, or does not have jumped toward the pirates. Readers, gentlemen, you will know you anymore. The elementary school students is getting headed by Yoshio Kobayashi. There was in that boy detective team. The boys during another long and walked around the museum and trying to help when something was had waiting grind tegu soon. At first the beginning of the Kobayashi boy aiming at 20 countenance went jumping as Teppodama. Then Hashiba Takeshini boy, following the who, the following is a who. A moment, folds on top of the bandits. The handicapped opponent of both hands. I have quickly rolled to there. Indeed, 20 countenance also was finally luck of luck. Oh, thank you. You guys are brave. Dane rushed to come. Nakamura chief clerk is to say thank you to the boys. Combined police officers and the force of subordinates, so as not to escape to take only now. With Hitate the bandits, Ikama brought to just more police cars came to their did. At that time, from Monanai, it has appeared gentleman black suit of alone. Know the commotion. It is a catchy detective that has started running. Kobayashi boys quickly, and find the safe the figure of the teacher. Make a cry of Kyoki. I was rushed to the buck would eat that. Oh, Kobayashi-kun. A catchy detective also called the name of the involuntarily boy. Spread his hands. The Kobayashi-kun, which has started running. I hug in it. Beautiful. It was a proud sight. This, the enviable intimate teacher and disciple. Together the force. We finally had reached the purpose of Kato arrest and joy of the safety of each other. We have each other appreciation of the hardships. Police officers who line also was shot in this beautiful sight. Smilingly, however, in the feeling that was sad, was looking at Futari of State. Dozens of elementary school boy detective team could not take it anymore. Who is not even to take the Ondo? Unexpectedly everyone's hands went up to high in the sky, and everyone aligned. The pretty voice was the repeatedly shouting. A catchy teacher, hooray! Kobayashi leader, hooray!